Sir, will you please stop it? You should stop it. It's my order.
Order? Who do you think you are?
I'm the queen of this land.
Your Majesty, you could be the queen of this land. But what you have just said didn't sound like an order.
But we use should for making orders, right?
Should is not used for making orders. You can use must instead. The modal verb must is used for making orders in a very firm style. You can say, you must stop it, it's irritating me. Or you can use present simple verbs directly. You can say, stop it, it's irritating me. Get away from me, you are annoying me, and things like that.
So we don't use should for making orders.
No, we don't use should for making orders. Should is used for expressing opinions, for giving and taking suggestions, advice, for expressing regret, for deductions, and things like that. You want to learn about should?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Come, let's learn. Pardhu, we are going to learn about the modal verb should. You know that modal verbs are a bit complicated. They mean many different things in different contexts. They work with many different tense forms and aspects. So what does this word should mean?
Beats me. I don't know.
This question seems simple, but when you think about it, it's difficult to answer. Look at this sentence. Pardhu, you should go for a morning walk regularly. Now think about this sentence. What does it mean? Can you retell the sentence by replacing should, but retaining the same meaning?
Can't we say like this? I think it would be better for me to go for morning walk regularly.
Great. There are other possibilities. That would mean that I think it's a good idea for you to go for a morning walk regularly. Of course, you can retell the sentence in many other ways too. So, from this example, we can understand that when we use should, we are talking about what we think is right or what we think the best idea for someone else. Look at this sentence. Pardhu, you shouldn't use mobile phones for too long. What does it mean? It means that I think it's a good idea for you not to use your mobile phones for too long. Probably that would strain your eyes. Got it?
Yes, sir. And this is really interesting.
Should is used in many other contexts too. Let's see, okay?
Yes, sir.
Point number 1. Should for advice. One of the most common ways to use should is to give advice to other people. You shouldn't talk in between when your teacher speaks. You should read Shakespeare. He's such a marvelous author. You should develop reading habits. In these cases, I'm giving you advice, telling you what I think is a good idea for you to do. Got it?
Got it, sir.
Point number 2. Should to express our opinion. You can use should to talk about what you think is good for someone else to do. The other day, you were talking about your brother who is weak in mathematics. Now I say like this is about him. He should take tuitions for mathematics. You remember Yashika, don't you?
Yes.
Yashika is a little weak in English. I think Yashika should learn English more seriously. Think of it. It's very much like giving advice. The difference is that here we are talking about a third person. This way, you can talk about more general things. Like, the government should stop selling out the country's assets. Do you want to say something?
Yeah. Language teachers should be really imaginative.
Great. Point number 3. Should to criticize a past mistake. Do you know how to use should in the past?
No.
Here, just using the infinitive after should doesn't work. Look at this situation. You were late for the class this morning, right? Maybe you woke up late. Now, I think that was a mistake. So I say like this. You should have woken up early. That means you couldn't wake up early. Now I feel that was a mistake. That means we regret it. Hope you know what's meant by regret. What's that?
Regret means feeling sorry about something that we did in the past.
Good. That's right. When we use should in the past, you should remember that after should, you should use have plus the past participle form of your verb. Past participle form means the third form of your verb. Hope you know this. What's the third form of the verb, right?
Written.
What's the third form of the verb eat?
Eaten.
What's the third form of the verb go?
Gone.
Good. Technically, third forms of verbs are called past participle. So, to use should in the past, you can use should plus have plus the past participle form of your verb. Clear?
Clear.
Let's see another example. Your result was out yesterday. Unfortunately, you failed. You regret it now. So you might say like this. Sir, I failed because I hadn't prepared well. I should have prepared more seriously. If you say like that, it means that you feel sorry about not preparing well for your examination. You regret it. All right. You seem to be really unhappy, dull and sleepy. Can I tell you something?
What?
I shouldn't have got you here, really. You seem to be angry?
Yes, sir. In fact, I feel that I shouldn't have met you. You are so bad a friend. But I like the way you teach.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you. So sweet of you. Point number 4. Should to talk about probability. Probable means things which are likely to happen in the future. Imagine you're at school and you ask your fellow students like this. Will the maths teacher come today? And your friend replies, he should come. Now your friend feels that it's very likely to happen. He thinks the maths teacher is going to come. Will your dad come to pick you?
He should come in another half an hour.
See that? When you say he should come in another half an hour, it means that you think it's very likely to happen. All right? Point number 5. Should for deduction. Do you know what deduction means?
No.
Okay, deduce is the verb form and deduction is the noun form. Deduction is the process of finding solution to a problem or answer to a question. It's a conclusion that we make depending upon available factors. You didn't get that? Okay. What time does the milkman come to your house?
5 a.m.
Okay. Imagine it's 5 o'clock in the morning and someone rings the doorbell. Your mom says, that should be the milkman. What does this sentence mean? She didn't go to the door to check who it was. Usually, the milkman comes around 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock now. Usually, he rings the doorbell and someone has rung the doorbell now. From these factors, she made a conclusion that it should be the milkman. Did you get that? I was out in the city last week with my friend. Looking at a well-dressed man standing outside a large house, my friend told me like this. He should be pretty rich. Think of it. What did my friend mean? His sentence means that he just thinks that the other person is pretty rich. He made this deduction, that's called deduction. He made these conclusions by looking at the surroundings of the man, not because he knows the man personally. The house was quite big, and the cars parked outside were very costly. Taking into account these factors, my friend made a conclusion that the person should be very rich. Got that?
If we really know that he is rich, how can we say it?
In this case, my friend never knew the other guy personally. It was only a conclusion that he made depending upon some factors that he noticed. Okay, if you really know that he is rich, you can't use should. Instead, you can use the forms of be. You know the forms of be in the present tense. What are they?
Am, is, are.
Great. We use am or is or are in the present tense. And you can say it like this: he is rich.
So, he should be rich is a deduction and he is rich is a fact.
That's it. He should be rich is a deduction, a conclusion that we make. And he is rich is a fact because we know it. Hope you got what should means. Could you repeat the things that we have learned very quickly, please?
We use should for making deductions, for expressing regret, for seeking and giving suggestions, advice, and for expressing our opinions.
Great. So, should is not used for making orders, right? Now, can I get back to my piano?
You started teasing me again?